What's up, everyone? Odin here, and I'm sitting here finally by request. Maximiliano Gonzalez. I know I butchered it, so haha hee hee. But finally, we're here together. We're making everybody happy, so I'm gonna call him Maxter because it's far easier for me. Maxter, what's up? How you doing?
What's up, man? Thank you for this interview and hello, everyone.
I like to ask all everyone. How'd you get your name, Maxter Maximiliano? Maybe there's a connection there, or not really.
Well, you're not wrong about that. I mean, there is a connection. It started with the word master. It's really simple. It's master. My name is Maximiliano or Maxi in the short way here
Mm-hmm.
in Argentina. So I just changed the S for that S, and that's it. I mean,
Nice.
in the past I used numbers instead of the T and the A for a four,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Maxter anyways. So yeah, basically it's that the way my name is.
A little bit of backstory I think would be kind of cool, actually. In particular, I'm always quite surprised when I see new people decide to play Quake Champions, because there's CS:GO, Apex, Fortnite, all these other big games. So why did you pick Quake, and did you try any games before Quake?
I picked Quake just because my father had a Quake 1, 2, and 3, and Doom 1 and 2 when we had our first computer on my house when I was 4 years old.
Nice.
It was around 1999 or early 2000s. And I remember seeing my father installing the games. I remember the time when he was installing all the games. I remember when he had the CDs
Right.
and he was installing all those games. Of course, I didn't know English about that time, so I didn't understand how or what the hell was just he was doing there. And I only tried to just remember every step because I remember that he uninstalled the games because back in the days we didn't have too much space
Right.
in our disk. And I remember that I liked Quake over Doom. I don't know why. And I started to play more often Quake 2 because I liked the game and the soundtrack. And I was 5 years old. Like that soundtrack, I really got in love with because I truly love the soundtrack with just 5 years old. And then I just finished the game. I started playing Quake 3 and I just jumped back to Quake 1. And then my father thought by the time we were raised differently, they didn't allow me to be around, in front of the computer so much time.
Mm-hmm.
I have a, a, a sports background basically. I play basket, I play tennis, I did CrossFit when I was much older. So my background is not in the a game background or gaming background, if you want to
Right.
call it like that. So I have so little time to play back in the days, and even though with Quake One I had nightmares, so I was not allowed to play Quake because I had nightmares with the how's the name of the chainsaw god guy
Sure.
that had grenades and a chainsaw. I had nightmares with that guy, so I was like, no, you're not allowed to play this game. And I got in love with Quake 3 that it was better for me to understand that game because
Mm-hmm.
it was not that gore visual for me. And and then of course my parents got split up and I didn't have a computer. I just had to start going to a gaming cafe. It was not gaming cafe, it was Fever Cafe in Argentina by that time. And they had Quake 3, so I was playing Quake 3 there, and sometimes I was playing CX 1.6, 1.5 at that time,
Oh yeah.
by the way, not 6. So I remember that I was playing too much. And then my father, when I was 7, he gifted me a PlayStation 1 that I had Quake 2. for PlayStation.
Yeah.
That was my first game for PlayStation. Imagine that. And it was really, really cool. It was not the same experience that I had in computer, but I still loved the game just because it was Quake. And then I just dropped Quake because I was playing CS with my friends, which it is easier for those that are newcomers to CS than Quake by
Hmm.
that time. And I just started to play. I was playing more often with my friends, and then I tried to play Quake 3 online, but the first time I got into Quake 3, I didn't know what was going on because I got in a server. I remember it was Longest Yard, and I remember that I was instantly dying,
Yep.
and like I
Welcome.
was not like I was not understanding why I was getting fragged all the time. Like I can't even move.
Yeah.
Back in the days, I think that the ray gun was around
It was 100.
100 damage or
Yeah,
something
it
like
was
that.
100.
Yeah, 100 damage. And like you respawn and you get insta fragged there.
Yep.
And of course, I was like, how much? 8, 9 years old. Like, the fuck is going to be doing there a guy with 9 years old in a game that doesn't understand? So I just kept playing CS with my friends until I found Quake Live on beta.
There you go.
It
That would
was
be
around
2008, 2000.
2000, 2009 was
Yeah, 2008, 2009.
2010 around that time. And I
In the
remember
browser,
installing
right?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I
yeah.
really liked it. I really like it. But this is the most common history on my background. But my computer by that time wasn't that good to just run Quake Live properly. My FPS were like going up and down all the time, and it was not really fun to me to play like that because I felt like stuttering all the time.
Hmm.
So I just kept playing CS, and then I had an upgrade on my computer. Well, the first thing I did was not installing CS, was installing Quake Live.
Of
And
course.
then I started to play more often there. And I remember the days that I started, like just opening the browser, writing quakelive.com, and like seeing all the servers there. I remember that I was not able to play on certain servers because I didn't have the tire. I think
Right.
I had the tire to get in some servers because some Clan Arena servers were tier 4 and I was tier 2 and
Right.
stuff like that. It is really fun to just remember those times.
So it sounds like basically you were destined to play Quake or some kind of shooter from the very beginning. So for you, what was the hardest aspect of Quake Champions specifically to learn and understand? Specifically about Quake Champions.
Um, the hard aspect, high ping.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, from being in Argentina, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, the hardest aspect shouldn't be that because you have to get used to it. Uh, but I think the first problem I had was the balance of the game,
Hmm.
and then I didn't like at all the fact that you were able to just take a frag of your opponents instantly with just an ability.
Well, yeah, I remember those days
Uh,
in 2017 with there being 17 vials all over the map. Like on Blood
yeah.
Covenant, 3 on the bridge, 3 on Banana, everywhere.
uh, look at this memory that I have. I remember that I was playing against NOSFA, a tournament that we have on a Saturday, on a Sunday. We have a weeklies here in South America. And I remember that I defeated NOSFA just using Ranger's Orb. That was that was all my match. Oh, I mean, I did anything just using the orb. And I understand the vision that the developers had in the game back in the days, but
Right.
fortunately that was changed
Absolutely.
because I mean we could just see how the game was in 2017 and how it is now, and different, totally different game, and I
100%.
totally love where we are right now.
Yep.
Um,
I would agree with you. Yeah, back
uh,
in there were some serious growing pains when the game first came out. Like the abilities all had different cooldowns. There were too many time bios. Some of them were really useless, and some of them were really powerful. And then now, if something becomes OP or not, it's so dependent on the situation happening in the game where you just can't say this is
agree.
OP. Like if you have like a great example would be like if you're really good with sore leg, like your movement's on point, you can move around with her, and then you go on CK. Yeah, she's kind of OP because there's no rail,
Mm.
and so the guy really has to play against you and your sword leg movement better than you and the sword leg movement. So okay, in one of these very finite, strange situations, we could argue that sword leg could potentially be OP sometimes, but on the by and large, like pub games don't matter. Everyone complains about spit at Sorlag. Right now, everyone hates DK because everyone's just fire striking everybody and insta giving people. But I would totally agree from the pro side at least. Um, and we're going to talk a little bit about. I have a question about that, about some of the maybe the changes in the future, but definitely the champs are fixed for the most part.
I mean, it's we are in a better spot right now. It's like it's it's never going to be perfect because we have these different stacks and stuff like that,
Sure.
and they work different in certain maps and stuff like that, which is great. I mean, this add a little more complexity to the game. I mean, I don't like to go back to Quake Live, for example, and I play Quake Live since 2011 non-stop.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I go back sometimes because I just try to go and play randomly there. And uh, it seems so flat to me right now because I don't have anything that I have on Quake Champions, which is really great for me. I understand that a lot of people coming from Quake Live, they don't like the game because, oh, it has abilities, or this game has this or that, and Quake Live has this and has that. But I mean, I played too much Quake Live already, and I don't want to have the same thing back.
Sure.
So that those things are different and adds to that complexity that I'm talking about. It's just make the game richer, in my opinion.
You're not the only one who said that, by the way. I don't want to name names, but literally every pro I've talked to, I've asked them, and they're like, "Dude, I am
Mhm.
so tired of playing, uh, DM6 for the last 15 years. I love. I mean, yeah, the champs were awful in the beginning. We had a lot of work to do, but the way the game is right now, it's way more interesting. To include, like we were just talking about, sort of like maybe being OP on CK. Well, try to ban sort of like and or CK. So it's like a game and a meta before you even get in the game. Um, so a lot
Actually,
of pros
you
are
have
happy
a
with QC.
actually, talking about, for example, champions being OP. I mean, I read a lot of players that complain about Doom, for example.
Hmm.
Doom Slayer is, I mean, having the double champ might be OP for the players that are not on elite or
Right.
probably not on diamond, because I mean, we know how to deal against a Doom. I
Yep.
mean, we know how well what weapons to use, the distances that we have to play against a Doom, or the maps that we know that this player is going to use Doom for this and this and this, because we already know how to deal against that. But I understand that for the more casual players or the newcomers or players that they don't have the interest to just put the effort of just understanding just a character. They just want like nerf this guy. It's like it's jumping around all the map, and I understand that. I mean, I had the same complaint when Ranger was really OP in terms of just insta killing you with your like there is no skill, in my opinion, there.
Sure. Sure.
Like, we are now running FPS, and having all the time to deal with a norm was a really huge deal back in the days for me, at least.
Well, I mean, it made sense. I mean, because well, I mean, in the public scene and maybe in the people who are in the lower brackets, we just say, press F to win, right? And so,
Mm,
I mean, that's in the public scene. Sorlegs like that, DKs like that. Oh, just spam your ability but Ranger is still like that because when you're playing public games, you're never at full health. You get some MG damage here and there, so you're always at a substandard stack. So one orb and you're done most of the time.
yeah.
So uh, the thing about Doom though is I can understand what you're saying because until my LG got good, I struggled against Doom. But now I just double jump, motherfucker. Oh, you're dumb, and then just whoop right into the wall, no problem. But until that happened, I was like, Doom sucks. I hate Doom.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I mean, trying to understand that rockets are not going to work
Sure,
against Doom. I
Shoddy
mean,
and LG.
it's yeah, LG shotgun. Those weapons that that are close range, mid range
Yeah,
are really powerful against Doom. And you have to understand that, for example, Doom will not take your time bios around the map.
that's true. Yeah,
It's it's really, you don't see often Doom main players using the Berserker.
no,
It's not like that. I mean, you have all the resources around the map, and the player in front of you is going to use all the time the double jump, and that's going to be it.
yep,
You have to use two weapons that are too powerful against that shotgun
yep.
and LG. And if you have it in a really long distance, use rail.
At the time of this video, guys, Maxter thoroughly slapped Sib around, which I'm very happy about, and I'm sure 99.8% of the community is also very happy about. But you are going into a bye week this week. So, what goes into a bye week? Do you do anything special to sort of keep yourself sharp, or do you just eat pizza every day and sleep till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or what's the
And
deal?
no, actually, I try to help the rest of the Americans player to practice.
Mm-hmm.
If they ask for matches, I'm around. I try to see to watch. Sorry, the past matches. I'm trying to see uh, what's my next match, which is Sagi. So I'm trying to just collect all the
That'd be a good
information that I
game.
need. That would be a really good
Yeah.
game. Sagi is playing much better than he was playing last stage, so it might be a really tough match, I would say. And uh, yeah, that's it. I mean, I have to just keep myself playing and trying to get in sharp because, for example, I had three bye weeks in these 6 weeks that we just had on QPL
Yeah.
stage 3,
Yeah.
and it's killing me in some sort of way because if I don't have the amount of training that I need, for example, now I'm forgetting the times of the items. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I know that Mega is 5 and Heavy is 11, and I
You're like,
forget
hey, a
the
plastic
time
bag.
of
That's
that.
amazing. Oh, a Coca-Cola bottle. Shit. What was the timing of this item?
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's around this time. And
Yeah.
no, it doesn't work like that when you are
Yep.
a professional. Like, you have to know the exact time because
Yep.
you are going to pay so hard for not knowing that. Something that I'm just trying to just work because now I'm trying to just make my uh, those small details that I am failing right now, which is timing and ammo management, uh, which Rafa and Lethal said they said on Lethal on QPL Sundays, and Rafa said when he was reviewing his matches after
Mm-hmm.
QPL Stage 2 finals,
Yeah.
he said exactly the same. Uh, I'm trying to just pay attention more into that because I don't have like really big problems into that. But now I'm just trying to fix the details, which is harder to fix because you already have an assemble game. Like
Yeah.
you have this thing complete, but you have to fix it tiny things, which is like trying to fix a code. If you're a programmer, you're trying to fix a code that you already sent, and you're trying to see where it is the problem.
Yeah.
It is harder than just making it from the beginning. So I'm just in that path basically.
You kind of answered the question I just wanted to ask here, but let's change the question a little bit. So you had a pretty good showing in the finals actually. Last finals had some pretty good
Mhm.
maps against Rafa. Get a good old slapping on Vale. I remember quite. Some of those
Mhm.
rails were pretty questionable. Should check your computer, see if you're running any kind of program or aimbot there. Especially the rail that I'm thinking of immediately off the top of my head is you popping through TP from below up to TP top, and you zoomed in and shot him, uh, and got heavy armor. That was pretty
Uh,
impressive. I don't remember
yeah.
when it happened in the game.
What's the last frag probably that I did?
Probably, I think you
That
did a TP.
I just turned my mouse and I hit that
Yeah,
one. I was and the next thing is that I'm laughing in
yeah.
my webcam.
You're
Yes, I
laughing and
remember
he's
because
not. Yeah.
he's not. Yeah,
Well,
I remember
you
that
see the
because
karate chop hang.
well, you know, I remember that frag because I was hitting everything. I was trying to just hit the sky, and I was going to hit them anyways.
Yeah.
So what I did there was like, all right, the match is already gone. So I would just take this item and just flee around, and I hit it. I don't know. I didn't understand how I didn't miss that shot. That's why I was laughing.
That was good. It was good stuff. Very entertaining to watch. So working up into the next week's finals, not next week's finals. Good God, into the next finals. All the QuakeCon and stuff. What do you really feel you need to clamp down on? Is it more of the ammo management and the timing, or just how are you going to try to basically improve your showing?
Um, Basically now I have to just pay attention to the rest of my opponents right now, uh, because I think I just struggle a little bit, a little bit too much when I play against Rafa this stage, which I did
I think
basically
welcome to
nothing.
the club. I think they got jackets. I think you can become a member.
Yeah, that guy just kicked me out of the club. That was really bad performance for me, or it was or too bad for me or too good for him. I don't know, or probably both of them combined. Probably was that. And then before that, I played Nostra,
Hmm.
which it was not that bad. I mean, I
I thought
lost
those maps were
3-0.
close. I don't remember the score, but it was
No, actually, I lost Rio and I lost
ah
Exile.
ah.
Uh, I think it was 8-5, and then Corrupted Key, which it was the most clear victory for him. And then I lost Awoken on Silent Death. And
Mm.
I mean, I just try to see the big picture and the small picture in that, because I saw the numbers on map 1 and map 3, and I had more items and more damage. I can understand that I lost the first map even with more damage because he had Sorlag, but in the third map he had Athena, and I lost anyways.
Brutal.
So like, all right, the numbers are good, but the decision making was not on point
Aha.
that
Okay.
match. Sorry. Then I had a bye week, then Rafa, and I didn't find too much training before that match, so it cost me a lot.
I
And
understand.
now
Okay.
I focus a lot trying to just take the victory against Steve, and I started a little bit nervous because I needed to start winning my matches now.
Yeah.
So actually, if you see my first frag, my LG is like going anywhere except the body, because I was not able to control my own aim because I was a little bit nervous. Then I
Gotcha.
was 4-0, and I needed to just run around because I didn't have the time. I couldn't
Nice.
remember the time of the items. So remember, if you don't have the items, you have to just listen the time. And I was like, okay, I know the time. I will just go back, take this part of the map, so the guy will not take this route. So I will take the item, and then I forget the item as well. So the first map was a nightmare. Then I just like take a deep breath and realize that I have to play my game. It doesn't matter the result, because that's something I say to myself a lot. You have to play your game and not their game. And that's
Right.
where I just realized that, and I started to play a game, my game, and map 2 and map 3 started to be Maxter, basically. The way I play, the way I like to play.
Yeah, I remember we were all real happy. That was a good game. Lots of memes in the chat. Go
By
Maxter.
the way, when with your question about QuakeCon and next finals,
Yeah,
for example, Sagib is playing really good right now. Effortless. Sometimes it seems like Effortless struggles a lot, but his worst enemy is himself. And if he has a little bit, just a little bit of confidence on your match, he's going to defeat you. And he did that against me last stage. I mean, I took a map of Rafa week before that
sure.
and almost took exile, and he defeated me next week. So it's not like a player that you can say, yeah, it's
I get it.
I guarantee
Mm-hmm.
victory. No, you have to defeat him. Actually, against Chain, he played really well, really well. And unfortunately for him, uh, I mean, probably around 7, 8 minutes of the match, probably the pressure was too much on him, or probably the decision making was not too good. But if you see the overall, the guy plays really well.
Right.
Uh, and after Effortless, I think I played a hang, which is the hang, so I don't
Sure.
have too much to say.
Yeah.
And then I played Chain, which it's a really tough player for my way to play, because he understands how to just cut all my routes.
Yeah,
But
he's a
I'm
tricky
looking forward
player.
to that. Yeah, he's really tricky, and I really like the way he approaches the matches, and it's really smart about his decision making.
Um,
Yeah. After Chain, I have a bye week, if I recall correctly. Then Dramis, and then Senku, which is the last match I have, which is will be. Uh, it's really nice for me being in Argentina to play against Senku in the last match, because it kind of set me to play against the Europeans, because
yeah.
I play in the semi scenario against the Europeans. So I'm looking mainly to just uh, get a better result than the last stage. I mean, I did better in stage 2 than I did on stage 1.
Right.
But if you see the numbers, I just took more maps, and I had the same win and losses. I had
Sure.
4-5 and 4-5,
So
but it
you're
was the
like,
same.
oh,
I
right.
mean, it was a better performance. I played better, and I ended up the same in that case. Now I want to have more victories than losses, and I hope to get a better spot towards QuakeCon. I will
Awesome.
work hard for that.
We're all gonna enjoy it. Speaking of the game now, we talked a little bit about like the champions and how they changed. So, not a secret that they are testing in PTS to kind of mess with the heavy champions. So start them with like 75 armor, for example. What is your sort of how would you see this going down as a pro player? Like, what would that actually mean for the meta of the game? Would Rail become even more powerful than people say it is right now? Would it be a bad change to the game? Good change? I mean, what would you think? Your opinion?
I mean, I test many many matches. I wouldn't say that I played 100 matches on PTS, because uh, I wouldn't do something like that. But I test a lot of matches on Duo, and I feel like now the small light champions, sorry, the light champions have a little bit more opportunity against the heavy. If you see the numbers, and you try to just see how many times we pick on QPL light versus heavies, the numbers is really low because
Right.
most of the time the heavy is too much for the light. And I don't think it's going to be a hell of a change because it is 25 armor for starting armor, sorry, for heavies,
Mm-hmm.
and lights still on 125 and 0.
Right.
So I think it's going to be a little bit better. Not going to be like, yeah, well, now we are going to see a Slash all the
Right.
time and
Like, oh, they
Athena
ruined
all
the
the time
game.
against. Yeah, no, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a bit better. Not like I said, like the lights are going to rule the world, but it's going to be better.
Okay. What would you do, for example, if they took one grenade away from Keel, made it 4?
It should be fine.
Yeah. How do you
I
that
mean, in my opinion, should be fine, but we are talking about the slowest champion in the game.
with 5 grenades and a stack? You see what I'm getting at here? Because you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
because if you can aim the
We can
grenades,
talk.
yeah,
Yeah, I know, I know. We can talk about that. Yeah, I understand the point. I mean, if we go into that conversation, if we go into
really.
that conversation, we will say like, Athena really needs three grapples.
Well, you could make the change where they don't have to be instantaneous.
Well, there, like, this conversation that
That's
we're trying
true.
to just
It's true. It's like
have.
a slippery slope.
It's
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it gets tricky because, well, if we do this, we can't do that, but that's going to be affecting this, and you are changing meta here,
Right.
and
Right.
now the meta is really good. I mean, comparing it to with other times, the meta is really well right now, and it is not like kill is being picked all the times in all the maps. It's like
Actually, I
we are
think he's being
seeing
picked
picks
less this stage than last stage. I thought
kill.
I saw him every Sunday last stage for some reason.
Look, I'm seeing a lot kill on Deep Embrace
Well, yeah, there's
and
that, but that's a good
Deep
pick.
Embrace. Yeah, yeah, probably. I disagree a little bit because I don't like kill too much in that map, but
Not
because
fast enough.
probably it's not my. Yeah, exactly. Because every time someone picks kill against me, it's Ranger or
Sure.
Struggle, and
Sure.
it, and it's no way that kill is going to catch you in that map
Right.
because you already know where the opening is with kill. And the problem with Kill is that Kill has a passive that it takes less splash damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to just take him all the time with OG
Right.
or Rail
Right.
or Dealer Rockets because it takes a little less damage with the splash damage.
It's funny that you say it with the rail. A lot of people are complaining about the rail right now, saying, 90 is too much. You should do 80. And I'm just sitting there going, I would never pick
Uh,
a light champ ever again if the rail went to 80. Because
Look, this is not the first time I talk about that because Um, there was a conversation I don't remember with who I had, but just try to nerf the ray gun, and carries are going to become super powerful.
yeah, it's gonna be dumb. Well, then they'll say, well, you take the stack of the heavies down. Well, then we're right back where we started, where the stack is where, and then it's 90. So what's the difference? Uh, just maybe learn how to dodge and learn how to hit rail better. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's so tricky to just balance something because you're changing everything.
it
That's the
is, yeah,
problem. The as It's like when on the Simpsons when Homer goes back to the past, like every single tiny thing that you just move there or do whatever there is going to affect in the future. Well, the
everything.
same thing works
Yep.
here. It will just fuck everything.
I think the best changes that they were able to make, they've already done, which was making all the cooldown times the same for the abilities. That was, thank you, Jesus. And then getting rid of so many of the time vials in every map, that was nice. And then I know the stacks used to be absurd for Nyx in the beginning of the game. It was silly.
Mhm.
So I think she was 9550. I don't remember. I think she was below 100. She had for a
I
stack.
remember that the light champions had less than
Yes.
100 damage, and if you had a rail, to just get hit by a rail, you just had to run
Yep.
or use your ability. That was
It's
it.
over.
You had no more opportunity than that.
Yeah, so a lot of things have changed significantly over these. Well, it's going to be 4 years this year. 4 years,
4 years,
guys.
yeah.
And the game is so much more fun to play now. And a lot of the times, the frustration really is not really anything to do with the game. It's usually the person sitting in front of the monitor. So
Mm.
if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's usually you. Uh, so
My camera going out of focus
it's
right
all
now.
good. I just realized my
There
face
we
is
go.
pink, so I need to add some saturation to this video when I edit it. Maybe it's the shirt, or maybe it's my. I hate Quake. It's a terrible game. Anyway, what do you? So these are some cool questions that I'd like to ask everyone. So, what do you think is the most important aspect for a Quake player to have? Maybe not necessarily a pro player, but just any kind of Quake player. What's the most important aspect you think they should have?
What do you think it would be?
Me? The ability not to break mice, keyboards. No, to stay calm. To basically keep your emotions in check, which I struggle with. I'm sure people have seen me on
Mm.
some duels and they're like, "Odin, I know that name," and I'm telling them to get fucked. But that's what I would say. Keep the emotions under control.
Look, the first thing, as any game in reality, you need to have fun, and then and I just say that because a lot of people are playing the game and still have frustration and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
they come back again.
Right.
Like it's like, all right, you like the game or not? That's the first thing that you have to do. I mean, if you have fun, then we start with another kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the question is like you say the most important aspect for a Quake player, but in terms of if you want to get better or something like that, I mean, I would say discipline, like the
Okay.
most important aspect in any single sport or e-sport, which is, I mean, you have discipline in whatever, in any aspect of your life, and you get better, and you will get better. Sorry,
Yeah.
and that's the most important thing I think a player should have. But a Quake player first needs to have fun because at first you're going to struggle a lot. That's the
You're
first thing I would say.
gonna have to find fun in the pain of it all somehow.
I mean, I mean, when I started playing Duel, I remember the best player in Argentina was Doomsday, which that player played QuakeCon twice on Quake Live, and I remember the times that I lost a lot against that guy. I remember my matches on Airwalk, losing like
Oh my
30
god.
to minus 1,
Sure.
and then I was the one making those numbers, and but that was the discipline I had because I really liked the game because I had I had 60 hertz by that time. People are already complaining about, oh, I have this monitor or I have these FPS, and they they're they're complaining, but they don't even like the game yet. Like, no, if I have that, I will
Sure.
do that. I mean,
By the way, I will show that
that's
picture you sent me of the rig that you used
Do
qualifying
you
with.
want to talk about that? Because
I'll show it.
that's part of the second question you did about the why I decided to compete on Quake.
Oh, that's true. We can do that now.
Uh,
You know what?
we can
Let's
do
do
that
it.
now.
Let's do it at the end because I think it's a really cool question, and I think
All right.
people will people tend to watch the beginning, they'll skip through the middle, and then they'll watch the end. So I think the end would be really cool because I think
If you put timestamps, they are going to stop there.
I know,
Don't
but
worry.
dude, I know, you know how people are. So I agree with you about
All right.
discipline. So what about a player? Let's say they're like 2000, 2100 ELO, like they're pretty good at the game, right? but they have aspirations to go get into challengers, do some Estoy Cups, try and get in the QPL. What the hell do they have to do, Maxer?
In my opinion, I see a lot of players on the Americas region that are playing challengers. They are really good on, for example, aiming. They are really good on aiming. They are really good on taking, I don't know, items or position for you from you. But they lack of just letting sometimes some items. Like you have to know when to concede.
Mm-hmm.
Players on challengers that almost elite or probably elite because um, sometimes they are players on elite and not necessarily they are QPL players. And they want all the time. I want that item. I know it is 25. I will take that item. I will attack. No, man, you don't have resources. You don't have the position. You don't have anything to fight that. Or the percentages of just going wrong on that situation are so high, and you just want to go into that item. That's the main problem I see. And sometimes the biggest problem that they have is the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the Americas region, they have to play against South Americans. The North Americans have to play the South Americans. And in either way, it's like, no, because I'm playing on high ping, and in the other way, no, because I'm playing a high ping player. And that thing that no, I'm playing on high ping, or I have to play a play with high ping, it's already setting you in a bad position. Just thinking about an external thing that it is just being, we'll just get rails around the corner and stuff like that. I mean, uh, you are making excuses before just getting into the match. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're just thinking about all the possibilities that might go wrong instead of just playing the game as you have to do it. So I think the mindset is the problem for many of them.
That's interesting, actually. Like I would like to, like when Kilson sort of got clapped out of the last finals, he was the first one streaming the next day, preparing for the next finals. Uh,
Which
you
is
know,
great, which is
right?
really great, really great. I remember Avek saying that on a podcast that they had. Kielsen is one of the players that he is like, all right, something just happened today, and he instantly go into, okay, I have to get better. I have to just
Yeah.
take notes of whatever I just fail, and the guy does it, and it's really nice. That's a really it's a champion mindset, and I don't doubt about that. I mean, the guy won twice QPL, so stage finals.
Right.
So they and many other tournaments along the years. So the guy has the right mindset for this, and that's
Yep.
something that people had to take notes for.
The Quake is the game. Like, yeah, I get frustrated. I mean, I have absolutely told people to get fucked in the game. I mean, the emotions have gotten the better of me. I've BM'd people. I'm not above that. I'm not a perfect person, but there's just something about the allure of, all right, next time, I'm gonna, I'm gonna do this, and
Mhm.
it works. If as long as you're able to be disciplined, like you say, it actually does work out. Now, I want to talk about some discipline, and we're saving this question for last. I just want to know how the hell you managed to qualify with that amazing top dollar computer setup that you had going on there with
Uh,
the wooden chair, with the I could see that the headphones were taped together. Um,
exactly.
I'll put the picture up here so people know what I'm talking
All right.
about. But yeah, how did
If
you?
this shit goes on focus, there we
There
go.
we go. See, that's incredible. So walk us through that. So like I got the photo up now. You got a laptop.
Mhm.
What laptop is that?
That's a Lenovo. Uh, Y520 Y520. There we go.
Nice. So
It's
what?
it had an i7 for 4000 series. I don't remember the which one it was. I had a 750M NVIDIA, and it had I probably has 16 gigabytes of RAM, and that was
Wow.
it.
So what kind of frames are we looking at here, Maxter? What are you? How you playing the
Uh,
game?
Look, first of all, that monitor is a 70 inches monitor, which it had 75 hertz, which allowed me to have that advantage of 75 hertz. The average of FPS that I had there was 100 FPS, to be fair.
Wow.
Fair, because if I play on Corrupted Cube, which is the map I play the less in QPL, not
Yeah.
because I don't like the map, it's because I don't have enough experience like the rest of the players on that map, because I couldn't play properly on that map back in the days. Like playing on CK, everything on low, I had 70% resolution scale at 1024 by
Oh, 720.
768.
Wow.
No,
Oh,
720,
you
no.
had I forgot.
It's a
You're 17-inch monitor. Yeah.
Oh man, it is a 4:3 monitor, so it
Yeah.
is not a monitor for that. So it was really awful. I mean, all the players were too blur for me.
Right.
All the time I was seeing everything so bad, and the monitor was not a 1 millisecond response. It had like any normal monitor. It has like 8 millisecond response. So that was a little bit tricky, and I
Wow.
managed to and by the way, I have had ping by the time. Now challengers on America side, they can ask to their opponents to play on South America if they have a lowest delta. We
Right.
didn't have that when I was playing challengers by that time.
That's incredible that you
But
managed to do that. So I mean, talk about the discipline to work through that, and that's just a story for everyone out of you there. Stop bitching.
stop bitching.
Uh,
Literally, stop bitching. Because
seriously.
I will tell you more about that, Mick, because I remember Nosfa told me that after it was announced that he was going to play on QuakeCon, and he told me that get a better PC. Yeah, I was in college like that time. I had zero money. I literally broken. So I started to practice a little bit more with that notebook that had a lot of crashes. I was crashing all the time. Like I tried to play a rank match, crash. Play a TDM, crash. Play custom, crash. Actually, there are bots where I try to play weekly tournaments, and I lost a final because I couldn't get into the match.
Oh no.
Imagine that. And I remember I started playing challengers. I said, okay, there is a gaming cafe. I was living on La Plata. Now I live in Buenos Aires. That city is an hour away from here. And there is a gaming cafe there with 144 hertz, good computer, stuff like that. And I remember that I started to go there, but it was expensive for me by that time. And it was around 6 hours, and they give you an hour extra. It was around 6 or 700 pesos, Argentinian pesos, which by that time it was around $8 or $9.
Yeah.
Now the economy is so bad in Argentina, but always been like that, that that money is $3.5.
Wow.
Imagine how our money works, but that's another story.
So you
And
were
so I
playing from
started,
cafes for challengers?
yeah, I started going there, and I was in the middle of college. I remember that I didn't play week two of. I remember that challengers had this thing that you had to play all the weeks to just get points
Right.
in order to just get
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
point
yeah.
place start second. That one, Dewey and Gina qualified, and I I played week one. I lost against Tisha and didn't have any preparation, and I did really good. I remember that that was the first time I played Rafa. I remember after that tournament, I played on ranked, and that was
Initiation
the
match.
closest. Exactly. I remember that I played on Bloodborne, which many players would ban from me in that time, as well Anarchy. They would ban, and I was twice was really close to defeat Rafa. He was 6 HP twice on that silent death, and I didn't defeat them. And that was the first glimpse that I showed that okay, I can do better with a
Oh
little bit
yeah.
better rig. But I had the uh, or the probably you said the floor probably is the word that I say okay, this is the ground I have. I know how to play, but I play on this rig. But if you give me the same rig, if you give me the same as if the same that we all have now on QPL, I will do better, which I do. I mean, who would think that I will do how I did on stage one, for example?
Yeah.
I had 4 victories, and I was the one. I remember that many people were saying that me and Seneca back in that time we were going to be on relegation.
Yeah.
That was the chat saying.
Sure. Well,
I
they know
remember
they know
really clear.
nothing. They know nothing.
They know nothing about the challenges. So I decided, well, I will just spend a little bit of money on that going to the cafe. Okay, I started to go there. I play there, but some weeks I didn't have money. I remember saving money, like, all right, what I can't buy here, so I can save money for the next Saturday. And it was like that. I mean, I was in college. I needed to spend money for college, and it was kind of tricky. And I remember that stage one challenges. I just starting from week 6, I just didn't play anymore. And in stage 2, they changed the format,
Yeah.
and I only played on week 13 or a week. Yeah, week 13 or week 8. I don't remember the weeks for challenges. Week 9. There we go. Week 9, which was the last week for challenges, because I came back from vacation, so I didn't practice anything.
This
So
is Quake
yeah,
Day. What do you think?
yeah, I remember that I came from Brazil. I went to Rio de Janeiro, and like, yeah, challenges are next Saturday, so I will play. And I qualified, and then I play finals, and I got third. I got beat by Civ, I think. Yeah, by Civ and Was. No, sorry, Was no Senegal. Senegal. They both
Yeah.
of them qualified to
Yeah.
Poland that challenger. And then this is the best thing. I qualified by that time on that gaming cafe. All right. Now there's something called pandemic that started.
I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of it.
I don't know if you
No.
care about that, but
No.
probably in first world countries they don't have something like
Yeah.
that.
No idea what it is.
Uh,
I'm
and
I'm
then
joking, guys. Don't stop typing all the comments now.
and then all right, I would just have to play from my house.
On
I
your
was just
rig.
on my rig, and then I fixed my problem with my crash. Like I had to use MSI Afterburner to just uh, it's not overclocking. It's like underclocking
Nice.
basically. It's like my PC was not didn't have any OC, and I had to underclock in some sort of way to make it work. So I started to practice a little bit more with that. Of course, my game was not the same as it is today, because I was not able to hit as much as I do now. It's like there are people that like to say, I remember now the match I had last Sunday. a guy said I play too much Insta game. Nah, I don't play Insta game. I don't like Insta game at all. And by the time, I remember that I was playing the fundamentals all the time because I was not able to hit the same as I do today. I mean,
Right.
it was it was impossible for me. So I qualified for stage 3 finals that I play against Senecu, and then my friend Corsair, he lent me his PC to practice for 3 weeks.
Nice.
And I played really well. I was really nervous, but I didn't make it because Seneca played really, really smart. He played all his relegation matches. He played really smart. Under pressure, he plays really, really well. And then I qualify playing against Chinek. Same story as stage 3. But this time I decided I was going to sell all that rig that I had, and I was going to upgrade my PC. Well, what just happened? I played Challengers finals, I qualified, but I didn't have any PC.
Nice. Perfect.
So I was 2 weeks away from, or 2 or 3 weeks away from QuakeCon, and I didn't have PC to practice.
You didn't wait. You didn't play
So
for 2 weeks, and then that's the
because
secret. We just don't play. That's it.
what just
Don't
happened
play.
was that I put my notebook on sale, and it was sold. I mean, Challenge to the Final was on Saturday. It was sold on Friday, and it was meant to be delivered on Tuesday.
Nice.
So I had that weekend. So I played the finals, I qualified. Then you have
Bye-bye,
nothing. You have
laptop.
your cell phone. You have your cell phone. You start studying the rest of the players. You don't have anything to do. And I told to my friend Corsair if I was able to just go to his house to play the finals. Yeah, man, go and play here, and I qualified there.
Awesome. And you had a party
And
of,
then
you know.
no, I mean we were in the middle of a pandemic, so we didn't do anything beyond a really good meal. That was it. And then
Wow.
2 or 3 weeks,
Cool.
2 or 3 weeks after that, I had all my rig. Now
Nice.
this rig,
The one that we see now.
uh,
Good. But
exactly, and I started playing QPL.
awesome. But what everyone really wants to know, Maxter, is what color is your scarf going to be on Sunday?
Uh, oh no, I would ask my girlfriend if she wants to lend me some scarf
All
that she
right.
has.
People are really, really taken aback at the scarf action. The scarf game is really
People were so focused about they were focusing not like my camera um, on my scarf instead of just watching the match. It was really
I
hilarious.
mean, it was a really nice scarf, if I'm being honest. You know,
Nice, thanks.
it's good stuff. So, Maxter, this has been a lot of fun. Glad we were able to finally get together. Really am happy to see that you take responsibility for yourself, and anytime that you can try to do something, you do what you can do, and not to make any excuses, because qualifying on a we're gonna do this from now on rig like that. Um, I really don't want to hear anyone else complaining anymore. If I'm being honest, you know.
I mean, I didn't have any excuses because I had my mind set
Yeah.
specifically on I wanted to be part of KPL. I mean, I wanted to just play LAN tournaments in the beginning. I remember that I was doing really good on Quake Live, and I didn't have money. I was not going to ask my father because I'm really proud
Right.
about can I go to United States to play QuakeCon and for a game? I don't think so. And now my father see where I am, and he said, "Nice, that's really nice what you're doing." And when you started and stuff like that, probably I was just too hard on myself, or maybe on his opinion of stuff like that, because I started to do these kind of things on my own probably, and
I don't
yeah,
think any
now
father's
it's
gonna be
interesting.
upset when their son is succeeding at something.
Yeah,
If that
and
father would
probably
be,
probably
he'd be just
because now the example is that I did it without anything.
right. So now you move forward, and you should give us all of your socials now so people can follow you. Maybe you can start a post office box and people can send you scarves. You know, it can become kind
Uh,
of a thing. You know what I mean?
well, I can start a business about that.
Yeah, right. Maxter, and then you, yeah. I'm not listen. I'm
Where
gonna
your
start
skills.
charging you for these ideas now. So,
I can give you 15% if you want at the beginning.
we'll discuss. We'll discuss. So,
The
where can
legal
people?
team is going to handle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, where do you prefer people follow you? Where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter, MaxterQC, and Twitch, Maxter ID or ID, whatever you want to call
Right.
them. And actually, on my Twitch channel, I have any other social, so yeah, they can have those.
All right. So definitely should go to Twitch to watch you play and ask questions. As you can see, he speaks English relatively. I'm kidding. He speaks fine. He's just and he's got a good sense of humor. Clearly has nice hands. He keeps showing them to us.
Yeah, well, actually, I have
Yeah,
to show my nails.
look at
No,
this
this fucking
manicure.
camera.
The manicure. Look at this. So, all right, it's been a pleasure, man. And hopefully, maybe next year, next stage, we can chat again, see what's new, and we can reminisce about your rig and what it's like.
Can you give me a second, please, to just give some thanks
Oh,
to
sure.
my people,
Of
please?
course. Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Go for it.
beyond the fact that I had to do all this amazing stuff in the background, I had people help me with a lot of things like Corsair, Cemetery, which are my friends from Argentina, my closest friends from Corrientes as well, BHC, which they opened a really nice and big door and opportunity for me to Wallace and Diogo, which are the responsible for BHC, and then a lot of people that are in Twitch or chat that they are really nice to me, and I really appreciate the support that they do for me,
Well, see,
and to you for this interview, by the
oh,
way.
come on. I'm just a pleb. I mean, the only thing I got going for me is this beard. Let's not lie about it. All right. This is majestic as hell. Even I would probably
Well,
even let 40 touch it if
it
I'm being
seems like
honest.
you take care about that, so
Oh,
it looks like you're
You
taking care.
said it in just a way where you're like, I'm gonna bite my lip.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. No, hey, when you're a good dude and you're respectful and people can see that, that's the way that you should get treated. There are other people in the scene who could probably take notice about stuff like that, which will remain unnamed. But yeah, it's been a pleasure to talk with you, man. And really, I wish you all the success. You and Nasa down there holding down the Quake fort. Hopefully, we get more people down there playing. It would be awesome. So keep growing this little thing called Quake. It'd be a lot of fun. All right, so that's the end of this really awesome interview. It was a lot of fun. It's a bit longer than the other ones, but a lot of cool information. So if you have any comments or questions for Maxter, hit him in the comments below. I'm sure he'll stop by and answer your questions. And it's been a pleasure. Thanks for watching, and stick around because there's going to be more Quake stuff coming soon. So see you guys later. Have a good one.